Imagine yourself at a health seminar at the senior center, surrounded by friends and familiar faces. The atmosphere is light, sunlight streaming through the large windows, and lively conversations about health and wellness fill the room. The host steps onto the stage, smiling warmly, and asks, "Did you know that after the age of 60, our muscles begin to weaken at a rate of 20% every year if not properly cared for?" Some people nod in agreement, while others are surprised by the information. The host continues, "But here's the good news. With just a few simple changes to your diet, you can maintain strong muscles, avoid aches and pains, and walk more easily every single day." Can you picture yourself walking through the park, light on your feet, with no more stabbing pain in your knees? You can join family picnics and outdoor events without the constant need to sit down and rest. Today, we're going to discover the 6 best plant-based proteins that help people over 60 maintain strong muscles and healthy bones. And we'll also reveal 3 dangerous foods that could be silently destroying your health. Are you ready to find out? Let's begin with the first powerful food, a tiny grain with immense strength, quinoa. At a church potluck, everyone brought their usual dishes, roasted meats, sandwiches, mashed potatoes. But at one corner of the table, Mary, who was 72 years old, brought something different, a quinoa salad. People were curious. What is quinoa, and why choose it over rice or bread? Mary had struggled with climbing the church stairs for years. But ever since she added quinoa to her daily diet, she has started noticing a dramatic difference. "I can walk longer, stand firmer, and feel less pain," she shared during the potluck. Quinoa is not just a grain, it's a superfood with exceptional protein content. Just 1 cup of cooked quinoa provides around 8 grams of protein and contains all 9 essential amino acids that your body needs for muscle repair and growth. This is the secret weapon for seniors to maintain muscle mass, prevent imbalance, and reduce the risk of falls. Mary recalled, "Before, every time I climbed the stairs at the church, I needed someone to help me. But after 6 months of eating quinoa instead of white rice, I could go up on my own without holding on to the railing. I even joined the small community dance session without feeling any pain." Quinoa doesn't just help strengthen muscles, it also brings back confidence and the freedom to move without fear of falling or discomfort. Why depend on others when you can be stronger every day? But quinoa is just the beginning. There are even more powerful plant-based proteins that can transform your strength and protect your joints. Do you know which tiny seed can be even more powerful than quinoa? Let's find out next. At the bustling farmers market, seniors walk between stalls filled with fresh produce, colorful vegetables, and local delicacies. Among the familiar sights of apples, carrots, and leafy greens, a small stand catches attention, bags of tiny black and white seeds labeled chia seeds. John, now 75, remembers the first time he tried chia seeds. He was skeptical at first. How could something so small make any difference? But after adding just 2 tablespoons of chia seeds to his breakfast each morning, he started to feel changes. His legs felt stronger, and the usual aches in his knees and hips seemed to fade. The secret lies in their nutritional powerhouse. Just 2 tablespoons of chia seeds provide 5 grams of plant-based protein, packed with omega-3 fatty acids that fight inflammation and support joint health. Not only that, chia seeds are loaded with calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium, minerals crucial for maintaining bone strength and reducing the risk of fractures. John shared his experience. "I used to struggle just walking to the mailbox, but now I can stroll through the farmer's market with confidence. I even carry my own groceries without needing to stop and rest." The beauty of chia seeds is in their versatility. You can sprinkle them on yogurt, blend them into smoothies, or mix them into oatmeal. They absorb liquid, forming a gel-like consistency that makes you feel fuller for longer, perfect for maintaining energy throughout the day. If something as tiny as a chia seed can make such a big difference, imagine what else is possible. But there's another powerhouse that's just as mighty. Do you know which legume can build your strength even faster? Let's find out next. In the heart of the community kitchen, seniors gather around large pots, stirring soups and sharing stories. Today, the smell of hearty lentil soup fills the room, warm, comforting, and full of promise. For many, lentils are more than just a meal. They are a secret weapon for maintaining muscle strength and joint health after 60 miles. Margaret, a regular volunteer at the kitchen, recalls how lentils changed her life. I used to struggle with walking up the steps to my apartment. My legs felt weak, and I would have to stop halfway just to catch my breath. But since adding lentils to my diet, I can make it all the way up without a pause. Just 1 cup of cooked lentils contains an impressive 18 grams of protein, making it one of the most potent plant-based sources of muscle fuel. Not only that, lentils are packed with iron, about 6 milligrams per cup, which helps carry oxygen to your muscles, preventing that feeling of fatigue and weakness. But that's not all. Lentils are rich in magnesium, which supports muscle relaxation and helps reduce cramps and stiffness. For seniors, this means less discomfort when moving, more confidence in walking, and better balance overall. Margaret often cooks lentil soup for the community dinners. She stirs the pot, smiles, and says, "Now, I don't just walk up those steps. I carry groceries with me." Lentils did that for me. The best part, lentils are versatile and easy to prepare. You can add them to soups, stews, or even make a warm lentil salad. With just 1 cup a day, you're giving your body the strength to keep moving freely. But we're not done yet. There are foods that might seem harmless, but could be quietly draining your strength. Do you know which processed foods are secretly weakening your muscles? Let's uncover them next. At the church potluck, the table is filled with familiar comfort foods: ham, bacon, sausages, and hot dogs. Many seniors load up their plates, unaware that these seemingly harmless choices could be silently damaging their strength and mobility. Michael, a regular at the potlucks, never thought much about it. "I've been eating bacon and sausages for breakfast my whole life," he shared, piling slices onto his plate. But over the years, his knees began to ache, and his morning walks grew shorter. Climbing stairs became a chore, and he couldn't understand why. The answer lies in the hidden dangers of processed meats. These foods are packed with high levels of nitrates, sodium, and preservatives that wreak havoc on your joints and muscles. Nitrates, often used to preserve color and flavor, have been linked to increased inflammation, making joint pain worse and recovery slower. Not only that, the high salt content in processed meats contributes to water retention, causing swelling and stiffness. For seniors, this can mean more discomfort when walking, getting up from a chair, or even moving around the house. Michael recalls a moment that changed his perspective. "One day, I skipped the bacon and tried a vegetable omelet instead. That morning, my knees didn't ache as much. I thought it was just coincidence, but the less processed meat I ate, the better I felt." Now, Michael bring a new dish to the potluck: grilled salmon and quinoa salad, rich in omega-3s and free from the harmful additives that had been slowing him down. It's easy to overlook, but the foods we eat every day can either build us up or break us down. And while lentils and quinoa help strengthen our muscles, processed meats do the opposite. But processed meats aren't the only silent danger lurking on your plate. Do you know which sweet snacks could be slowly draining your strength? Let's find out next. At the bustling farmers market, vendors display rows of colorful pastries, candies, and sweet snacks. Seniors stroll through the aisles, picking up familiar treats: cinnamon rolls, chocolate bars, and sugar-coated cookies. For many, these sweets are a small comfort, a little indulgence to enjoy with a cup of coffee or during afternoon tea. But for Susan, those sugary snacks came at a high cost. She had always loved her morning pastry and afternoon cookie. It was a ritual she enjoyed for decades. But as she got older, the simple act of walking around the market became harder. Her legs felt heavier, her knees stiffened, and she found herself stopping to rest more often. What she didn't realize was that those sugary snacks were slowly draining her strength. Refined sugar, found in most processed sweets, triggers inflammation throughout the body. It spikes insulin levels, leading to blood sugar crashes that leave you feeling fatigued and weak. Worse, it contributes to joint inflammation, making every step more painful. I never thought a donut could hurt me, Susan said, shaking her head. But after I cut out the sweets for just a few weeks, I felt different. My legs didn't feel like they were weighed down with bricks anymore. Now, instead of reaching for a sugary snack, Susan brings a handful of almonds and fresh berries to the market. I still get my sweet fix, she laughs, but without the pain. Sugary snacks may seem harmless, but they rob your body of energy and weaken your muscles over time. It's an invisible process, but the effects are real and they add up. But sweets aren't the only silent thief. There's another common food that could be quietly stiffening your joints and slowing you down. Do you know what it is? Let's discover it next. At the senior center, lunch is being served. Trays of food are lined up with options like canned soups, deli meats, and instant noodles. For many seniors, these quick and convenient meals are part of their everyday routine. But hidden in these familiar foods is something that could be quietly robbing them of their mobility: sodium. Frank, a regular at the senior center, always enjoyed his quick lunch of soup and a sandwich. It's easy and filling, he would say. But over the years, Frank began to notice a troubling change. His knees swelled more frequently, his ankles felt stiff, and even standing up after lunch seemed harder. What Frank didn't realize was that his favorite canned soups and deli meats were loaded with sodium. While a small amount of salt is necessary for the body, too much can lead to fluid retention, causing swelling in the joints. This extra fluid puts pressure on bones and muscles, making every movement more difficult and painful. Not only that, high sodium levels contribute to hypertension, which restricts blood flow and reduces oxygen to your muscles. Over time, this weakens muscle fibers and slows recovery from everyday strain. Frank recalls the turning point. One day, I switched to a homemade vegetable soup with fresh herbs instead of canned soup. After just a few weeks, I started feeling lighter. I could stand up from my chair without wincing. Now, Frank always checks the labels and opts for low-sodium options or cooks fresh meals himself. He even started sharing his recipes at the senior center, encouraging others to make the change. High-sodium foods are easy to overlook, but their impact on your joints and mobility is undeniable. Swollen knees, stiff ankles, and aching joints are not just signs of aging. They can be signs of too much salt in your diet. But avoiding processed meats, sugary snacks, and high-sodium foods is only part of the solution. The real key is finding the right plant-based proteins that can rebuild and strengthen your muscles. Are you ready to discover the perfect combination for stronger legs and a healthier body? Let's find out. Imagine yourself a few months from now, walking through the senior center with confidence. Your steps are stern. Your posture is upright, and your knees no longer ache with every move. Friends notice the change, and you smile, knowing that the simple shifts in your diet made all the difference. You replaced heavy processed meats with hearty lentils and quinoa, swapped sugary snacks for fresh berries and nuts, and cut back on salty canned soups in favor of homemade vegetable stews. The changes weren't drastic, but the impact was life-changing. Mary, John, Margaret, Michael, Susan, and Frank, they all discovered that real strength isn't just about exercise. It's about what you fuel your body with. Plant-based proteins like quinoa, chia seeds, and lentils gave them back their mobility, while removing processed meats, sugary snacks, and high-sodium foods helped ease pain and reduce inflammation. And now it's your turn. Picture yourself walking through the market, carrying your own groceries without a second thought. Joining community events without having to sit and rest every few minutes. Dancing again at your church potluck, just like Mary. It all starts with a single change, a small shift in what you put on your plate. Are you ready to make that change? Comment stronger legs if you're ready to begin this journey to healthier living. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips on how to live stronger, healthier, and happier after 60. Next up, discover the 5 essential vitamins that can supercharge your strength and keep you moving with ease. You don't want to miss it.